There was a Dragon King named Vortigar. His scales gleamed like black obsidian. His wings could block out the sun, and his breath could melt the hardest steel. But more terrifying than his strength was his hunger for power, for control, for the world to bow before him. Vortigar did not wish to rule just the skies. He wanted dominion over the land, the seas, and all creatures that roamed beneath his shadow. He believed that only through his rule could the world be united, and he would burn down anything that stood in his way. Only one kingdom remained untouched, Eldoria, a land ruled not by warriors, but by a single wise horse named Solmir. Unlike Vortigar, Solmir had no army, no great magic of destruction. He was old, his silver mane flowing like a river in the wind, and his golden eyes held the wisdom of 1,000 lifetimes. Many thought he was just a myth, a spirit who had walked the earth since time began. Vortigar laughed when he heard that his final enemy was a mere horse. "Is this the great ruler of Eldoria?" he mocked. "I have crushed kings and queens, armies and monsters. Do you truly think you can stand against me?" But Solmir did not flinch. He simply looked up at the dragon with calm, knowing eyes. "Power is not strength, Vortigar," he said, "and fear is not loyalty. You may command the world, but you do not understand it." The Dragon King roared in fury and unleashed a storm of fire upon Eldoria. But as the flames raged, Solmir did not run. Instead, he began to gallop in circles around the inferno. His hooves struck the ground with a rhythm as steady as time itself, and the earth responded. The winds rose, carrying away the fire. The rivers swelled, quenching the flames, and the land, which had suffered under Vortigar's rule, answered Solmir's call. Vortigar struck with his claws, but Solmir was always just out of reach. He roared and sent lightning crashing down, but the wise horse weaved through the storm with effortless grace. With every failed attack, the Dragon King grew more desperate, more reckless. And that was when Solmir spoke again. "You are mighty, Vortigar, but your strength is hollow. You rule through fear, but fear fades. Power gained through destruction will always crumble." And as he spoke, the very magic that had once made Vortigar unstoppable began to unravel. The land he had burned no longer recognized him as king. The sky, once his ally, turned against him. The fire in his chest flickered and dimmed. He roared, but it was no longer the cry of a ruler. It was the howl of a creature who had lost everything. With a final mournful sigh, Vortigar collapsed, his body shrinking, his wings fading. His mighty form was no more, only a whisper of wind, a shadow upon the mountains. The Dragon King was no longer a conqueror, but a ghost of his own arrogance. Eldoria stood untouched, and Solmir, the wise horse, remained its guardian. He had won not through battle, but through patience, wisdom, and the understanding that true power lies not in ruling the world, but in protecting it. And so the Dragon King was forgotten, while the name of Solmir was remembered for eternity.